Live at Texas Stadium, where it is unseasonably warm for this time of year, as the Cowboys entertain the Green Bay Packers. Both teams are 4-4. Pat Summerall here with John Madden. And John, you look at the 4-4 record of both teams. They're both struggling. They both have injured players. What do you see in today's game?
Well, like you say, they're both struggling, and you know that the Dallas Cowboys are starting with Jason Garrett, and you can't say Jason Garrett, you go out there and beat Troy Aikman, because he can't do that. But everyone else has to pick it up. Chris Warren is going to be doing the running game. Chan Gailey told us yesterday that he feels that offensively, his offensive line has to win it for him. Defense, they get Leon Lett back today. Deion Sanders is going to play. He's hurting a little, but they have to come up with some big plays and some turnovers, and you just can't be on one guy's shoulders. Now, as far as the Green Bay Packers struggling, they're really all about Brett Favre. But I talked to Brett Favre before the game, and I watched him in the pregame warm-up, and I will say this: he's a lot better throwing the ball. He's a lot better acting than he was a week ago. And the Packers go as Brett Favre goes. Now, they talk about on defense they want to be more aggressive. They really haven't done it this year. I think they're going to do it today. I think they're going to blitz Jason Garrett a lot.
Texas Stadium, one of the most memorable sights in all of pro football. Up there close to where Lambeau Field is, this has been an edifice that there have been many, many great contests that took place here. Toby Goen will kick off. He's number 4 to Mitchell and Demond Parker.
Demond Parker has a lot of speed. In fact, Ron Wolf said he can be a home run hitter, this guy.
Yep. It means that Desmond Howard is not active, not in the picture to return kicks for the Packers today.
And you wonder if Desmond Howard is ever going to be active again for the Packers. I kind of have the feeling that they want to go in a different direction.
You do get that feeling, don't you?
Yes, I do. I think they'd like Demond Parker to get this game and get this ball and test out his speed in the game.
Goen kicks off. Both teams with a 4-4 record, and a lot of things can happen before this day is over. Already has happened. Let's look at Green Bay's offense as usual. And for the past 7 years, led by Brett Favre, whose record against Dallas is 1-4. The offensive line: Verba, Andruzzi, Winters, Rivera, and Earl Dotson. Dorsey Levens and William Henderson in the backfield. Schrader and Freeman the wideouts, and Tyrone Davis at tight end. There's the key man, however, Brett Favre.
Like I said earlier, just watching him in the pregame warm-up, he looked a lot better than he did a week ago.
Levens the fake. Freeman incomplete. Flag on the play. Right off the bat, Kevin Smith is saying, "What did I do?"
Well, Kevin Smith does that a lot. Pass interfere and then say, "What did I do?"
Jerry Austin, the referee, and the Packers on first down go deep and get an interference call.
You see, what happened is Kevin Smith just went up there a little early. This is the other side, and you can see that Deion Sanders is really hurting out there today, Pat. He has a pulled hamstring and pulled groin.
Favre again. He's going in that direction.
Favre saw it too.
Yep.
That's a touchdown.
Wow.
Deion Sanders couldn't run. He just ran right off the field.
He just had to let him go.
And
those of you watching the other games, 24-24, the Bears and the Vikings in the fourth quarter. This one just started. The other game, fourth quarter, Philadelphia beating Washington 35-28. There's Bradford limping on this side.
It looked like they both pulled hamstring. Watch Deion Sanders right there. We just talked about him the play before, how he pulled his hamstring. Bradford runs right by him, and then he grabs his hamstring. That should have been a touchdown.
Should have been. That's Levens across the 45-yard line. Kavika Pittman made the stop. Let's go back and look at that. What should have been a touchdown a minute ago.
Yeah, because Deion Sanders took about 5 steps with him, and then he was wide open. That ball was perfectly thrown, It just went right between Corey Bradford's hand. That's been one of the big problems, you know, with this Green Bay Packer team is consistency. They don't have that. And the other thing is a lot of drop passes, and there's Leon Lett for his first play of this season.
First appearance after that 8-game suspension. They show blitz, but they back out of it, and Favre throws incomplete. Bill Schrader.
There's Deion Sanders talking to Michael Irvin, Pat, and there's no way Deion Sanders can play today.
No.
And the Packers saw it that first time when they didn't throw it to him. It was when he grabbed that hamstring, and they went right to work on the next play with Corey Bradford. Of course, he dropped the ball, and now they're checking Corey Bradford's left leg.
Left knee, it looks like.
What a start. I will say this. The Packers come out and went after him. That first shot to Antonio Freeman, and then the big one to Corey Bradford.
Aguilar's kick. High, good kick to Jason Tucker. He's going to let it bounce. And it's going to bounce into the end zone. So the Cowboys with Jason Garrett, their quarterback, will take over with the offensive unit.
You know, we already talked about how the triplets are out, and there's one of the triplets, Michael Irvin. He's telling Deion, no, no, no. I mean, he's telling him there's no way you can play, so don't even try and do it. And Deion's not going to give up.
He's going to ride the bike a little bit.
Yeah. And, you know, as we said, you know, he had that toe problem, and the toe is really okay. And his leg problems right now are his hamstring and his groin. And I would say his hamstring being the bigger problem.
Yeah. Thomas swings out in motion. Jason Garrett drops to throw on first down. Garrett gets it upfield to Warren. And Chris Warren, starting in place of Emmitt Smith, is taken down by Jude Waddy. Here's the Dallas offense. As we said, quarterbacked by Jason Garrett, longtime backup, but he has a 5-2 record as a starter when Aikman has been down before. Adams, Allen, Stepnoski, McIver, and Williams. Chan Gailey says, as John Madden said, they have to get the job done for us. Warren, Thomas, Ismail, Mills, and LaFleur is the tight end. 2nd and 5. That's caught by Ismail. And right now for an update, let's go to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Pat, take a look. Vikings trying to pull this one out. Randy Moss hauls that one in 43 yards with 4 seconds left. It sets up this 20-yard field goal winner attempt by Gary Anderson. He hooks it. It's all tied. We go into overtime. Back to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
I don't know what it is, John, about field goals, but a lot of them seem to be missed. I don't know if it's they changed balls now and the new kicking balls.
Or how about just kicking against the Bears?
Maybe.
Remember the Packers last week had that one blocked, the end lose.
Warren will get a first down. No, he won't get a first down. They had a first down. Green Bay's defensive line, Holiday, Brown, Dotson, and Booker. 3 linebackers, Jude Waddy, Bernardo Harris, George Kuntz, the secondary, Williams, Sharper, Butler, and McKenzie. Leroy Butler, the catalyst. 2nd and 6. Santana, Dotson, and Gilbert Brown swap sides.
This is where Leroy Butler blitzes from a lot. And here he comes.
Garrett got rid of it quick enough. And for another just 1 second. I was about to send you for an update, but there's a flag on the play.
It's going to be roughing the passer against the Green Bay Packers. We saw Leroy Butler there, and you could just read he was coming.
Roughing the passer. Number 36 of the defense, throwing a
against Leroy Butler.
15 yards.
You see it all the way. Here's Leroy Butler here. He comes free. Jason Garrett throws the ball, and he not only hits him after he throws the ball, he looks like he just punches him in the head with that right hand.
In the back of the head. That is Mrs. Jason Garrett.
Yeah, that's Jason's wife, Brill. Went to Princeton with Jason.
Yep.
In fact, she's a lawyer. I think she was in prayer at that point.
2 tight ends. There's Warren. Emmett Smith out, of course, with a broken finger. He broke it on Monday night. Has had surgery on it. And he was mumbling about playing in this game.
Well, he thought that he could, that if they have a cast on it and just put something over it, he would go and play. And I don't think Emmett Smith, they talk like 4 weeks, 5 weeks. There's no way he's going to be out 4 or 5 weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if he played next week. And if he doesn't, I'm sure he'll play the week after that. Troy Aikman's a different story.
2nd and 6. And Michael Irvin's a different story as well. Garrett. Up the middle, a strike to Ismail. Right now for another update, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Pat and John, a seesaw affair between the Eagles and Redskins. Here's how the Eagles pull it out. Eric Bieniemy with an 11-yard touchdown run with under 3 to play. 2-point conversion is good. Philadelphia wins it. 14th meeting in the last 16 times that they have won it by 7 points or less. Pat and John.
So now Washington's record is 5-4. The Giants are 5-4. Dallas is 4-4. If they could win today, they'd be tied for first place. That's Warren.
Chris Warren was a good player.
Yeah, oh yeah. Has been for a long time. There are the NFC East standings. We were just talking about that. If Dallas could win today over Green Bay, they'd be 5-4, and it'd be a 3-way tie for first in the NFC East.
I think that comes under the rule. If you have a whole bunch, that means you don't have any.
That's right.
Well, we got 3 quarterbacks. We got a controversy. You got 3 quarterbacks. You don't have any. I think when you got a whole bunch of teams at 5-4, you probably don't have any power there.
2nd and short. Warren moves the pile straight ahead behind Robert Thomas. Booker made the stop. Those of you who watched the Eagles upset the Redskins, welcome to Texas Stadium. Dallas on the move against Green Bay. No score yet with 9 minutes to go.
And a couple of things Chan Gailey said yesterday the Cowboys are doing right now, letting this big offensive line handle things here and running with Chris Warren.
Garrett drops, lost it to the end zone. Pass is caught by Ernie Mills. Did he get them both down? The Packers don't think he did.
Now that was thrown a little too late.
Yep.
That ball has to be out of there a little sooner. Jason Garrett has good pass protection here. You see, and he took a peek over there to the right, then he peeks back to the left, then he comes back to the right. And it was a little too late. If he throws that ball a little sooner, that's a touchdown.
Mills got 1 foot down.
Although that's not bad, and that's good coverage out there by Mike McKenzie, number 34. Yep. He's just a rookie, but he's one of the better rookies in this league right now.
2nd and 10 to Chris Warren, who squirms straight ahead to the 5. That's good running.
But Chris Warren was saying yesterday that he's always one of those guys that every coach he's ever had, all the way back to high school, then he went to Ferrum, then he plays at Seattle, then he comes to Cowboys, always says he's running too straight up and he doesn't look like he's going full speed. He said, but I've always been going full speed. He said, I run as fast as I can.
And nobody's ever been gaining on me.
And I run pretty fast. And they always say, hey, run full speed. You're not running full speed. And that's the way he looks when he plays. He kind of lumbers in there, and you look and he picks up 7 yards.
3rd and 4. They fake to Warren. They look to LaFleur, and LaFleur gets the touchdown from Jason Garrett. Good-looking drive.
Jason Garrett did everything on this drive that he had to do. The offensive line did everything that they had to do. Chris Warren did everything that they had to do.
His wife prayed.
And Brill says, I did what I could do. That was a bootleg, and Jason Garrett does that well. You know, they put in some special things for him, and that was one of them. Down here in the goal line, you know, he's a little quicker, a little better runner than Troy Aikman. They bring him out in the bootleg, and he hits David LaFleur for a touchdown.
Cunningham's extra point is good. And the Cowboys lead Green Bay 7-0. Green Bay has always had difficulty when they come down here to play.
Yeah, and the Cowboys got off to a good start here. And you can see the bootleg. Jason Garrett is going to fake. Then he's going to come out here, and he's going to have 3 receivers on this side. And they have them layered. In fact, we can just stop it right now. We can see here's the deep receiver, here's a short receiver, and the guy they don't cover is the middle receiver, David LaFleur. And there's Garrett, and he sees him perfectly. That is great spacing and a pretty good pattern down there.
10 plays, 80 yards. They kept the ball 5 minutes, 48 seconds.
You know, and it's a different Jason Garrett. You know, Troy Aikman was injured Monday night, had a concussion. They knew all week that he wasn't going to play. So Jason Garrett knew all week that he was going to play. So the game plan is a game plan for Jason Garrett, and he got all the reps in practice.
And Troy Aikman just looks on.
Troy Aikman is going to go out to Los Angeles tomorrow to have an examination and see what a doctor out there thinks that he ought to do.
He's had about 3 opinions already.
He said today was the first day that he didn't have a headache since his concussion.
Mitchell comes out of the end zone and gets to about the 17-yard line where the Dallas special teams do their job. Darren Woodson, who plays a lot on defense in the nickel package, on special teams.
Darren Woodson probably plays more than any other player, and you know, just because he plays every defensive play, then he plays the special teams. Here was Deion Sanders. Look, here's the first play. They didn't throw it to Bill Schrader, but Brett Favre saw that, and they come right back to Corey Bradford. There's no way that Deion could run, and he just runs right by him, and then Michael Irvin is over there telling him, no, don't do it.
And Bradford bruised his knee on that attempted touchdown catch, and we don't know if he'll be back or not. Right now, for an update, let's return you to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Pat, the kickers' woes continue. Bears with a chance to win it in OT. This 41-yard field goal by Chris Bonio is no good. We stay tied at 24 in overtime. Back to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
Nightmares for kickers.
What did JB call them? Kickers' woes?
Yes, he did.
This league is full of kickers' woes this year, among other things. It's very interesting.
Favre gets it out to Tyrone Davis. Stopped by Charlie Williams. Here's the Cowboys defense, and there are some names you'll recognize: Pittman, Spellman, Hennings, and Ellis. Dexter Coakley, Randall Godfrey, and Darren Hambrick. And then in the secondary, it becomes something else. Deion Sanders, George Teague, Darren Woodson, and Kevin Smith, but a lot of reserve players are going to get their playing time.
Yeah, Charlie Williams has taken Deion Sanders' place as a corner.
Here's Levens behind the line of scrimmage by Godfrey. And he's one who's playing very well of late.
Yeah, he was. You know, they moved him from an outside linebacker into a middle linebacker, and he's getting comfortable at middle linebacker. And anytime you can hold up, and then you can run through and get penetration. You see, because the lineman can hold up, you see Godfrey run through. When you can run through, you read something, and all the linemen are taken up so that they can't come off on a block, then you can get a free run through at the running back.
So Louis Aguiar back to punt it. And to return it. Flag on the play was Jason Tucker. Flag on the play.
That's going to be against the Dallas Cowboys. Both of them were at or around the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be in the hold-up area. You know, the two outside gunners can go when the ball's snapped. The rest of the guys have to go when the ball is kicked. So you try and hold them up, but you can't physically hold them. And there's more and more of that physically holding going on.
During the kick, holding number 29 of the receiving team, 10 yards, first down for Dallas.
And they're calling it is right there. That's Chris Akins.
former Packer.
Yeah, I mean, he just grabbed and took the guy down. But you know, they talk about holding him up, and you can hold him up, but you just have to give him bumps. You can't grab him and hold him and throw him down. Jason Garrett had a pretty good first series. I'll tell you one thing, that you think of Jason Garrett as a young guy, and he's a backup to Troy Aikman, but he's older than Troy Aikman.
He played it collegiately at Princeton, and after that in the World Football League in Canada. 1st and 10 on the 24. Garrett going upfield, pass caught by Ismail, and it is a catch.
And that's the thing, the Packers talk about what they had to do. They have to take away this guy here, Raghib Ismail. And you see here he's against Mike McKenzie, and he just runs the comeback. McKenzie really has pretty good coverage, but Ismail just gets him by coming back right there at the end. And it all starts here with pass protection. Now here are two of the biggest guys you're ever going to see. Now that in Berkeley is registering on that, what do they call that scale?
The Richter.
The Richter scale. That just got measured on the Richter scale.
Here's Warren again, just sort of stepping through bodies and picking up 5 or 6 yards and standing straight up.
And that's one thing that the Green Bay Packers have to do. And you talk to Ray Rhodes, you talk to the players, they say we have to stop the run. They're 28th in the league against the run. And you can see now early in the game they're having trouble stopping it.
2nd and 4.
We'll say this, the Cowboys and Chan Gailey calling the plays have a good mixture in this game on these two drives.
Well, they've opened fast in almost every game. Here's Warren again. And Chris Warren picks his way for a Cowboy first down up to about the 48.
And these running backs can smell it too.
Yeah.
When they get stuff early and they're getting blocking like this and they're getting holes like this, you see Stepnoski comes out and gets good leverage there on Gilbert Brown. Larry Allen gets his guy going back. It's Larry Allen that really creates a hole. I mean, he just gets that push. He just gets that extra thing on Vonnie Holliday, gets it back, and Chris Warren knows enough. When you start to get into that left side, get right in behind number 73.
Did you see how fast Stepnoski got on Gilbert Brown?
Mark Stepnoski is very, very, very quick.
Garrett caught. Ernie Mills.
Jason Garrett starting out here. He's 6 out of 7.
Yeah.
I mean, but they have plays. This is a Jason Garrett game plan. I mean, it's where he gets a 3-step drop. Ernie Mills is going to come in here, take about 6 steps, and just go to the inside. And did you see how the ball was in the air before he even made that final cut?
Robert Chancey is in the backfield for Dallas, and he is a load. 252 pounds. Was a baseball player. Has been with the Bears in San Diego, but he is huge. There you go, Chancey.
Chancey didn't go to college. He, as you said, he came out of high school and was a baseball player and played A-League baseball for a while, and then he was with a couple other teams, and Chan Gailey saw him in Chicago. And he said that he always liked big running backs. And Robert Chancey was a big running back, so with the injury to Emmitt Smith and then Chris Warren moving up, Robert Chancey becomes the backup tailback.
2nd and 9. Here's Garrett back to throw and going deep. And incomplete, intended for Mills.
That's what Garrett does well. He throws a good deep ball, but he throws it quickly, so he doesn't throw it a long way. He doesn't have a strong arm.
That's what Chan Gailey was saying yesterday. He throws the long ball well because he throws it quickly.
Yeah, and he doesn't have, the real strong arm that you would associate with a guy throwing the ball deep, but he gets it out of there so quickly. Remember the game we did? In fact, it was against these two teams in Texas here on Thanksgiving Day.
Yes, I do remember.
When Jason Garrett went, and he had a big day throwing deep to Alvin Harper. Oh, watch out.
Whoa. He's trying to call a timeout. I hope he got it called because the ball went right by while he had his hands over his head.
And he did get it called, too, because I watched the referee.
First, it will be a 30-second timeout.
You know, as Mark Stepnowski says, remember, he told us he's always the last one to know. And here you see Jason Garrett. He's right here in the shotgun, and he's going to call timeout. He calls it to the referee right back here. The referee sees it. Jason Garrett starts to walk away, points to the referee, hoping that the referee saw it before the ball was snapped, and he did. There, right off the bat, like three-step drop, boom, and throw it.
That last one to Michael Irvin. Along with the other two members of the Triplets.
I remember before that game, he gave his wife credit for saying, "What's the big deal about you playing quarterback? Just throw it deep to Alvin Harper."
Garrett, 3rd and 9, out of the shotgun. Found Jason Tucker with all kinds of time.
And the Packers go into a 3-man line. And you just see they got 1, 2, 3 rushers here. And against this offensive line, they don't have a chance. I mean, because they can double up everyone. Look at the time Jason Garrett had. I mean, there's any quarterback in the National Football League, if you have that much time, is going to find a guy open. And there's no way that you can expect your cover guys to cover during all that time. You have to get a rush on. They said they were going to be aggressive. They were going to go after him, and they haven't done it.
Warren. He gets past the first wave, but Jude Waddy leads the second, and down he goes.
We're just talking about time in a 3-man rush and the good protection, but look what you can do. Watch Jason Garrett. He looks over the whole field. He started to the right and scanned the entire field before he ended up way over here on the left sideline.
2nd down. Gilbert Brown gets a rest. A minute left in the first quarter.
Gilbert Brown had a rest on that 3rd down.
Here comes the blitz. Garrett gets rid of it. Lofts it out in the direction of Chris Warren, I believe. Bernardo Harris put the word.
Bernardo Harris is just coming right up the middle right here. And you see that he gets there, and Jason Garrett, they had a screen going. Garrett got rid of that ball just before Bernardo Harris got there.
Here's Jeff Ogden checking in. Packers put in their nickel or dime unit, not sure which yet.
Well, I think the thing that they ought to do is either not go with a 3-man line, but they are going with a 3-man line.
Yep.
I think if they're going with a 3-man line, they got to bring a blitz here to get some pressure on Jason Garrett, and they are.
The pitch is back to Warren. He dodges one. A flag on the play. He might have gotten him by the face mask.
And there's another flag after that. Those are the, you know, when they talk about the Cowboys being conservative, to me it's in that situation right there. 3rd down, they should throw the ball. They run the ball. They're going to get a break here and a penalty.
Tackling by the face mask. Number 57. Happens to the goal. 1st down.
You know, because they get this 3rd down, and they seem to do it in games when they get conservative. You know, they get this 3rd down play, and they just run the ball instead of throwing it. Right there, you can see that was face mask all the way, and Darren Sharper got his hand in there and just kept it in there.
Minnesota finally beat the Bears in overtime, 27-24. Those of you who watched that at Soldier Field, welcome to Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys are on the move. They already lead 7-0. They're inside the Green Bay 10. Garrett. Incomplete. Right now for an update, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Pat, you got the score. Here's how it happened. Take a look at Jeff George looking for Chris Carter. Pass interference is called against the Bears. That gives Gary Anderson another game-winning try. This 38-yard field goal is good. He was 15 of 23 on field goals coming in. He nailed that one. Minnesota wins it, improves to 6-4. Back to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
That field goal by Gary Anderson looked like it just got over.
Looked like the last shot out of a Roman candle.
Yeah. Second and goal. Garrett. Flag on the play. Sailed over everybody's head.
Yeah, and he came back to that one too late. Again, it's probably going to be against the Packers.
If it is, of course, it's a Dallas first down.
Of course, and that's automatic first down. As you say, Jason Garrett looked to the right, and then by the
number 36 of the defense, half a distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Butler.
And then by the time he came back, it was really too late to throw that slant. You see, he's going to look over here to the right, then he's going to come back here to the slant on the left. And you see, he has the holding. I don't know that it was 36.
It wasn't 36.
That was Darren Sharper.
Yeah.
And that's who I thought it was on. And Darren Sharper was the guy that held.
3 tight ends set up. That's Lucky on the move. And Warren slips out of a couple of tackles. Gets down to about the 1. He's remarkable, isn't he?
Yeah, he just stumbles. You think that you got him and you look like you have him, but you have to remember that he's a big guy, too. I mean, he weighs 230 pounds, so you're not talking about some little running back, but he runs straight up. In fact, he reminds me a little of Calvin Hill. He runs straight up and just keeps going.
He just doesn't hurdle people. That's the end of the first quarter with the score: the Cowboys 7, the Packers nothing. Fox NFL Sunday from Texas Stadium will continue after these messages. Back at the home of the Cowboys, Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas.
And that first quarter has been the first quarter of the Cowboys. They had the ball 11 minutes, 31 seconds. The Packers have only had the ball 3 minutes and 29 seconds.
3 tight ends set up. Garrett. The run. Out of bounds at about the 3. Jude Waddy in pursuit.
Yeah, that was that same type of pattern that they ran earlier that they got the touchdown on. And that time the Packers said, you did it once, you're not going to do it again. But look at these first quarter stats. They're all Cowboys. Rushing yards, passing yards, total yards, first downs. Look, the Cowboys have 11 first downs. The Packers only have 1. We talked about time of possession.
Yep.
For the Cowboys, that's been complete dominance.
Third and goal now. Excuse me, John.
337. 337.
This Warren couldn't break the tackle by Jude Waddy again.
And that was a good tackle by Jude Waddy, because Chris Warren was one-on-one there with Jude Waddy. Waddy, of course, taking the place of Brian Williams, who was the Packers' best defensive player, was out for the season. But watch right here, when Warren breaks to the outside, he has one-on-one on Waddy, and Waddy makes a great tackle.
Yeah, he did.
Because if he doesn't make that play, this is a touchdown. Warren makes a good move to get there, and then he tries to give him that move to the outside, and Waddy just grabs his right leg.
Richie Cunningham, who's had great difficulty this year. He missed.
Continues to have great difficulty this year.
Chan Gailey just can't believe it. He says in practice that Cunningham is just almost perfect, but getting the game and it's not good.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. By Nortel Networks, we're building the new high-performance internet. By Sony Bio computers and digital handycam camcorders. And by Northwestern Mutual Life. Have you heard from the quiet company?
Now that's an art, getting your cowboy hat shaped correctly.
And then if you're in an old cowboy movie, it never falls off.
That's right. You don't ever take it off.
You know, I think, going back to that last drive and that second guessing, I think when they talk about Chan Gailey being conservative, it's not the overall plays, but it's that third down. I mean, 3rd and 4 and running the ball. I mean, they did it just before that, then they don't get it, then they have to try for the field goal. And when they were going down here, they did it on a third down. They ran the ball, and there was a penalty on it, so they did get a first down. But I think that's his conservative play calling.
2nd and 10 for Green Bay. Hand off to Levens, who's looking for some place to go, and it's not there. Greg Ellis.
Dorsey Levens, I felt all last week, was looking for some place to go and never did find it. That's left guard Joe Andruzzi down. Just became a starter last week for the first time, and alternating a left guard with Mike Wall.
And Wall just checking in.
Andruzzi had a knee injury.
I think that might be what this is. Wall has come in and taken his place. It's 7-0 Cowboys. Back at Texas Stadium, 7-0 Cowboys over the Packers. Mike Wall has taken Andruzzi's place at left guard. Deion Sanders back in the game.
And he's playing press coverage. He's not off.
Tyrone Davis. Here comes the punting team.
The Packers only have one first down, and that was the first play of the game. Watch Deion Sanders here. He went out with a pulled hamstring. Then he went in the locker room and they did something to him. And when his hamstring started bothering him, he got away from that press coverage. He started playing off. Now they took him in the locker room and did something, and now he's coming out and he's playing press coverage again.
Aguilar's punt is a good one. Jason Tucker retreats to about the 22-yard line. And he's got some speed, and he's got some room. And Aguilar knocks him out of bounds at the 35, 37-yard line of Green Bay.
Yeah, we talk about the things that have really had problems for the Green Bay Packers. And we talk about their offense, and we talk about their defense and missing tackles. The other area is special teams has killed them.
That covers it.
See, here's Jason Tucker. He catches the ball. Now, when he catches the ball at this point, the closest guy is 25 yards away from him. So anytime you're not within 10 yards of the punt returner catching the ball, the chances of it having a big return are very high.
First down, Cowboys. Chancey in the backfield. Garrett's going deep, however. And right through the hands of the Rocket.
And that was that fade pattern that we were talking about, that Jason Garrett gets back there and throws it quickly.
And underthrows it.
And throws it pretty good. I mean, he started with motion. He's against Mike McKenzie there. He underthrows a little short. Now, Raghib Ismail makes a heck of an adjustment. Watch him. He just comes back, and then he gets his right arm over, gets both hands together, and it goes right through the old breadbasket. Watch him. He has a bread basket there. Goes right through the basket on him.
Doesn't have a bottom to it.
He made a heck of an adjustment to get into that position, Rocket did.
Chancey, who's knocked backwards. Lonnie Holiday. Richard Cunningham.
You notice one thing, he's standing by himself. There's no one around him.
One black shoe, one white shoe. Nobody will stand close to him. Let him suffer alone.
Well, then I think, sometimes they probably want to, too.
I can tell you they do. You hope nobody looks at you. Yeah. 3rd and 10. Here comes the blitz. Garrett gets rid of it, but had nothing on it.
He had nothing on it because Darren Sharper came from that backside. It's his backside. Now Sharper's going to come from over here. See, and here he comes. And Jason Garrett, it's not only his backside, but he is also looking to the right. So here comes Sharper, number 42. Jason Garrett is looking the other way, doesn't see him or feel him. Lucky he got rid of that one.
So Toby going will punt from just about midfield.
And that was what the Packers have to do on defense, and what they said they were going to do more of this year, and really haven't done it that much, but said against Jason Garrett they're going to go after him.
7-0. The Cowboys lead. Mitchell back deep for Green Bay, and Toby going to punt.
I haven't understood a word the referee said all day. Have you?
No. I think it's maybe it's the time of day or the heat. Or...
You know who's here today?
Commissioner Tagliabue.
Commissioner Tagliabue.
Yeah.
Clint Black.
Yeah.
Who's coming later?
I don't know. You going to stay?
No, Shania Twain.
Shania Twain. And Druzy, by the way, has a sprained right knee. That was the knee that he had difficulty with before. He will not be back. Providing today's overhead views is the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, who've been supplying aerial views of the world's top sporting events for over 50 years. And that's an unmistakable sight. Great location for a stadium, or for a business for that matter. Well, I guess this is a business.
Ask Jerry Jones that. I'm sure that's the answer.
Favre out to Davis. The time of possession continues to be lopsided.
Yeah, you can see that Green Bay's only had the ball for a little over 4 minutes.
9 plays.
And that's why Brett Favre is only, with that one there, he's 2 out of 6. Dorsey Levens has carried the ball 4 times for 4 yards. And the Packers offensively really haven't gotten started yet.
2nd and 2. Here's Levens. Fell for a first down.
And he saw that yellow line there, and he knew that.
No, he can't see the yellow line.
Yes, he can.
No,
I mean, you just get out there and you just, it's something, you don't always see things, and sometimes you just have a feel. Now watch Dorsey Levens here. He comes right here, and he may not see the yellow line, but he feels it, and he knows that he has to go right there, and he gets a first down.
He felt the yellow line.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
7-0 Cowboys. 10:40 left before halftime. 2 first downs for the Packers. One they just made, and here's a whistle. Might have taken too much time, or someone moved.
Yeah, that other.
Ball start, number 72, 5 yards. It's still first down.
Earl Dotson.
Yeah, Earl Dotson's having a tough time. Remember in a Monday night game 2 weeks ago, he had those back-to-back penalties and he got ejected from the game. And
big fine.
And I thought that last week he didn't play well, and he looked like he, was kind of a hangover from that Monday night thing, because Earl Dotson's not that kind of guy. And I think he had a tough time explaining it and all those things.
Favre. Did he ever throw it? Flag on the play. He threw it just as hard as he could.
Brett Favre on his wristband last week, he had checkdowns. On his wristband today, he had patience. And I think he's ready to say patience baloney. In fact, he took the wristband off.
Patience is something he's going to need if they don't get the ball a little more often.
Yeah, no, I think it's something that he's had enough of, and knows that he has to go out and go get it now.
He's got a wristband on either arm, but nothing. There's no message there.
No, it's not that earlier in the. This is what he wore out earlier, saying it said patience right here, and he had all those reminders to himself. And I think when you only have the ball about 4 minutes and you're down 7-0, he said enough of that.
Gets it to Strader, and Strader gets a Packer first down. That looked like the Brett Favre that we've seen over the years. Teague made the stop.
Well, he has such great feet. I mean, he has very quick feet, and then he's strong, and then he has a strong arm. And here's Schrader coming out here in a slant. He catches the ball. The ball is thrown perfectly, so he doesn't have to break stride, and he can run right through the defense. He got that first step on Kevin Smith. Trying to audible.
Back is Favre, and going deep is Favre over the head. of Schrader. Next week, it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader when the NFC Central leading Lions battle Antonio Freeman and the Packers. Then the Giants clash with Brad Johnson and the Redskins. Coverage begins with the pregame show at 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Who knows who's going to be in first place by that time?
No, that's a topsy-turvy year, and this division that the Cowboys are in, as you say, you don't know who's going to be. I think it's interesting here that Deion Sanders is down here. I think I'd try him out.
Screen pass against the blitz, and that's what you'd like to have called. Levens knocked out of bounds and gets the first down.
This is the thing that you try and do. Here's Dorsey Levens here. You're going to get your screen out here. He comes up and just gets out there. Now, usually the Cowboys do a good job at turning and coming back, but see, Dorsey Levens sneaks out. The rushers don't see him, and they get by him. George Teague was up there, and he almost missed the thing. Watch Dorsey Levens concentrate on that ball, catch it from behind with one hand. Then when he gets turned, then he has big Mike Wall, his left guard, out in front of him.
Levens again, across the 40.
This is the thing that the Packers have to do. You know, I mean, the two things Ray Rhodes talks about consistently, consistency, doing something consistently.
Yeah.
And then, Brett Favre talks about we have to execute. I mean, we have to execute. We have to make plays, and this is what they haven't been doing. And then they not only have to execute and make plays, but put those plays together.
Here's Favre. Headed deep, and a flag on the play. It's Sanders against Antonio Freeman.
Have you just figured out that they
Bradford,
just felt that they had to try Deion Sanders, so they put Corey Bradford out there, who's their fastest guy, and said, let's just run up on him. Let's just see how that hamstring is. And there's no way Deion Sanders should play, and there's no way he should be out there because he cannot run.
He can't play. He just can't play.
I think what they figure is they have Dwan Hawthorne.
On the play, personal foul, roughing the passer, number 96 of the defense. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 21 of the defense. That penalty is accepted. First and goal.
Here's Bradford against Deion.
See, you can see right there that Deion Sanders can't run. And he doesn't look back, you see, and that's what the penalty's on, and it wasn't that bad a situation. Now here's the refereeing right there, so they had the two. After he threw it, he just threw Brett Favre down, but they took the pass interference penalty.
To about the 6. Levens.
This has been one of the areas that the Packers have had trouble. You look, they've been down there 24 times, 12 TDs, 7 field goals, and this has been the big problem for them here. The 5 turnovers down in this area. But I think, when you have a guy like Brett Favre, you see Deion Sanders going off, there's just no way he can cover down here. You're a gunslinger. You got to go for it. You can't let those things slow you up or keep you back.
Here's Favre. Looking right. Dumping out of bounds. Looking at Levens.
That's a problem with that sprint. Once you sprint to that side, you almost have to throw to that side, and then you really limit the field. In fact, what the Cowboys are doing now is in their dime package, they have to put Deion Sanders back in because they don't have enough defensive backs.
As badly as he's limping, and you saw him limping coming back to the field, he can't cover anybody.
No, and in fact, he's out here right now, and Corey Bradford, I just throw a slant to him.
Favre with time. Scrambles. Pass is picked off in the end zone.
And
Kevin Smith.
We just talked about that was their problem, and they had it. But I looked at Corey Bradford on a slant, and he had Bradford on a slant, and he didn't see him.
Favre slow to get up. This is his 118th consecutive game that he has started.
Yeah, but that was his fault. He did have a slant there, and he had Corey Bradford in the end zone, and he could have had a touchdown.
The Cowboys escape and lead 7-0.